to say thank you to the world for helping us to build up a country. Jiggy and march, march. But make we dance with it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Time come for deliverance, so make we march in unity. Whether PNP or labor rights, our God loves all of we. We are marching on to progress. Jam down and be all of we. Everything Melissa broke down, we are gonna build back. We are gonna build back better than before. Every house we broke down, we are gonna build back. 'Cause our God has blessings in store. Time come to rebuild together. 'Cause Jamaica is our home. We are stepping out of darkness into the light. We're gonna build stronger roof and doors. Good evening, Labor Roots, and good evening to all of the comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I'm your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening, worlders. So guys, there's plenty of things happening, in the space right now politically. I got several clips for us this evening to break down. Jamaica, although we just went through a hurricane, we are poised for greatness. And, the PNP continue to be a spanner in the works. They continue to try to stop the wheel from churning. They are not patriotic, as I keep saying, and they are trying to tear down a country that they have kept their feet on the neck of our country for many years. All of the problems that we have experienced in Jamaica came via the hands of the PNP. See? So with that being said, my people, let us roll out the evening shoutouts and then let's get into the program at hand. See? So Aubrey, big up yourself. Big up my moderator wife style, big up yourself. Mama Winsome, Nemacha, good evening. Clifton, big up yourself. Father Dennis, big up yourself. Darnell, big up yourself. Oliver, big up yourself. Clive, big up. Winford, big up yourself. Iloni, big up yourself. Caitlin, big up yourself. Darius, big up yourself. Beverly, Leonie Linus, big up yourself. Eric, big up yourself. See Janet, big up yourself. Arlene, big up yourself. Candice, big up. Sylvan, big up yourself. Marston, big up yourself. Christopher, big up yourself. Good evening. There's 45 of us thus far. We got almost half thumbs up, so we're not complaining. We okay with that. See? So let's get into the program, my people. I am going to play.
Listener beware, it's time for some scares.
I don't know where the nice they come from.
One more, and I'll have trick-or-treated at every house.
I'm going to try and figure out where the nice they come from. Because a phone screen clear. I don't know how I go. Let us go to the first clip, my people. Sorry about that. I don't know how I play in the background. So make this thing I connect back and then we play the video. Alright, so we connected again. Clear. Alright, let's go to the first video of the night. So I want you guys to listen to this clip from the Prime Minister.
When the government engages in capital works, the capital works can only be executed by engaging contractors. In other words, contractors are an integral part of the government achieving its capital expenditure goals.
There has been significant underspend of the capital budget. Some of our contractors don't have the capacity to do the projects that we want them to do.
Recently, there was an observation made by the Fiscal Commissioner. The Fiscal Commission is a new creature that has been created in our oversight mechanism. Now we have an independent oversight mechanism for our fiscal operations, meaning how the government spends.
So this is a clip from October 2025, where the Prime Minister would have seen Julian Robinson at his budget debate saying that our expenditure, we are not spending on the project and the money goes back into the consolidated fund. Now the Prime Minister said October last year that they have set up something to treat with that. So Julian Robinson is trying to mislead the public again, my people. So we're gonna pull up back a clip from the beginning. So listen to this. Good evening to my beautiful wife. Good evening, baby. Cindy, big up yourself. Donna, big up yourself. Antia, big up yourself. Doric, big up yourself. Verdaline, big up yourself. Southern Girl, big up yourself from Tennessee. Edwin, big up yourself. Arnold, good evening. See, there is 83 of us, and see if you can get me to at least 50 thumbs up. And do subscribe if you're here for the first time. See? Sonia, big up yourself as well.
When the government engages in capital works, the capital works can only be executed by engaging contractors. In other words, contractors are an integral part of the government achieving its capital expenditure goal.
Listen to Julian Robinson last couple of days ago now. Listen to him.
There has been significant underspend of the capital budget. Some of our contractors don't have the capacity to do the projects that we want them to do.
Recently, there was an observation made by the Fiscal Commissioner. The Fiscal Commission is a new creature that has been created in our oversight mechanism. Now we have an independent oversight mechanism for our fiscal operations, meaning how the government spends the public resources, our tax resources. Are they being spent in the best possible way? So there's an independent entity to make observations, critique as well. And one of the critiques that was made was the pace at which government is utilizing its capital budget.
And if we're going to move the country forward, we have to unclog that bottleneck that is preventing those monies from being spent in the economy.
There are many issues which would cause the underutilization of the capital budget. I won't go into all of them, but the one that would be of interest to us would be how contractors execute projects, the speed at which contractors execute projects. So contractors are an integral part, a critical part of the development plan. We tend to look at contractors as secondary to the process. More and more, the Jamaican public will come to understand that contractors are integral to the process. If they don't perform, the budget cannot be expended. And if the budget is not expended, then it means the growth of the country is slowed. If projects take longer than they should take, if they are over budget, if they're not done at quality, then...
And, just taking a pantily pause there to say this, that since this government have been in tow, we have seen multiple projects taking place simultaneously, consecutively. We did not see that while the People's National Criminal Organization was the government. We did not see that. It almost, it beggars belief, for lack of better word, to see people actually come and defend a PNP government who have suffered the people of Jamaica for so long. And we gave them 19 long years, of trust. And they completely misplaced that trust, my people. They have stolen from us and they have not done the work of the people. So here they are today acting as if, the PNP was formed in 2016 and they are brand new. They are brand spanking new and we have never seen them before. they can tell the little baby them we just born that. But for we, the older ones who have lived under their tenure, we know what the PNP is about, and we know that they are a cess tank and they come to tear down the people of Jamaica. And yes, why style for 18 years, we did not see any infrastructure. There were no new police station. There were no new fire station, no new courthouse, no new hospitals, no new clinics. None of that the PNP not give away for 18 years, 18 and a half years. When I say 19 years, because then started the 19th year. See, we was just lucky enough to get rid of them. But, we never see no proper infrastructure for 19 years, no road work, no go on in our country. Then start Highway 2000 because they wanted to make it seem as if they were doing something and not telling the people of Jamaica that Highway 2000 was conceptualized in the 80s by Edward Siaga. This is why you have a Edward Siaga leg at the highway. See? And we have a PJ Patterson leg too because of him, do it. But it was conceptualized. It was on the books to be done from the 1980s. But because Michael Manley, had wrecked the economy, it could not have gotten done in the 80s. We were hoping to turn things around in the 80s so it could start, but it never got to start, and they eventually did it or start the leg of it. So it weren't their idea. The highways, the whole highway network in Jamaica is a JLP idea. And if you don't believe me, Google it. It's plain as simple as that. If you have ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, it will tell you, right?
At quality, then the public loses. So contractors are integral. And as we move into this new phase of Jamaica's development, where we intend to extensify and intensify our capital works, we need good, solid contracting partners, because it is the contractors who will bring to life the lovely plans that we have on paper.
Well, the greatest correlation between economic growth is how you spend your capital budget. So if you want to move beyond the 1%, you have to spend the capital budget.
So my presence here today is to also highlight to the Jamaican public that there are many capital projects underway in Jamaica, which will transform your daily lives when they are finally executed.
See, many projects that will transform the lives of Jamaica. And Jamaica is still poised for takeoff. We thought that the hurricane would have set us back, but the hurricane have actually kickstarted the brand new Jamaica that will emerge in the next 5 to 10 years, my people. We have a government that is looking out for the best interests of the Jamaican people. The PNP look out for the best interests of the PNP. DUJON'S, who we are looking at on screen, has a court case, has 2 court cases even going on. In any other country that would have made him a pariah and he could not be standing next to leadership, taking photos. Every other nation would have, tell him, say, boy, where you have a go on right now, you cannot be seen close to us. So, just stay one side for now until that is over. And that shows you the quality of leadership in the PNP. They are here to try to tear down the Jamaican people. They have no decorum, they have no integrity, they have no standards, and the whole PNP is one sheet of zinc away from becoming a complete shithouse, my people. See, I am going to move to another clip, but let me roll out some more shoutouts. Mary Daly, big up yourself. Ian, big up yourself. Ivy, big up yourself. Good evening to my beautiful mother-in-law. Good evening, mommy. UN, big up yourself. Annette, big up. Mama Marcia Allen, big up yourself. Leonie, big up yourself. Dana, big up yourself again. Darnell, big up. And Jamaica 87, big up yourself, my boss. Now I've seen a few calls from you guys. I've not gotten around to return the calls. This phone, it is not on when I come off the live. It is mostly on when I'm on the live, my people. So if you don't want me, you don't have to call me when I'm on the live on this number when I have for the channel. See, it is not my personal number. So oftentimes when I'm on the line, it off. See? So if you don't want me, you don't call me now. right? Dana C, big up yourself. So several years ago, I mean, I talk about almost 10 years ago, the Jamaica government, which is the JLP, you know, allocated some money to build a market in Negril. The PNP run municipal corporation have been negligent and they refuse to build that market for the people of Negril. See, so anybody living in the western side of Jamaica, living close to Negril, want to share this this part of the video later on after it is posted. I am going to let the councillor caretaker for the JLP, you know, explain in his own words. I got a video of it, and I will let him explain to you guys, you know, what has taken place or what is taking place in Negril. So listen to this, my people.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Negril Division. I am here to
Shireen, big up yourself. Michelle,
speak
big up
about
yourself. Ava, big up.
something that has been on my mind. Right? From 2017, the Andrew Wallace-led Jamaica Labour Party to the local government ministry gave the Westmoreland Parish Council $75 million, I should say, I'm sorry, to build a market in Negril. Now, at that time, the mayor was the council for Negril. The parish was all PNP, run by PNP MP and the councillor. And if next year comes, it will be 10 years since that money was given, and still no market has been built. Now, the plans for the market has been done. The soil test that they couldn't do was done by the Chamber of Commerce. That turned out about $600,000 to $700,000 to make sure the area was right. At one point, they said they didn't have anywhere to put the people, and an area right beside where the market should be built, right across from a little a drain. Through different stakeholders to the parish council, that area was asphalted off and fenced, even though the Minister Mackenzie came down and said when he checked it, it wasn't done properly, and they have to kind of redo it. And a bathroom was done.
So guys, there's 241 of us, and see if we can get to 100 thumbs up. Remember, we asked you 100 thumbs up per live. So please give the live a thumbs up by double tapping the phone screen. Hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen. Hit the thumbs up button and do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See?
On there. As I said before, next year is going to be 10 years since the money was given. And there is no push. There's no effort, I would say, from the parish council to get it done. The area where the persons are to move from, the temporary area, no, a garage is there. I don't know who gave them permission to use this spot, but a garage is there right now. Remember, you know, the only thing left is for them to give the persons in the market notice, the area to move from there a stone's throw away from where they are to go to the next spot and to get the area ready to be built. Why I have me thinking about this so much is that a farmer's market has been started in Negril. Restarted, I would say, up by the beach park. And through RADA and through different other stakeholders. This farmer's market, to my knowledge, is the best farmers market in Jamaica in regards to goods flowing through and the amount of money being made. You have tourists buying stuff, you have local persons buying stuff, you have hoteliers buying stuff to this farmer market. And why I think this is because the need is the need is there for a market of food.
No, let me just pause the councillor caretaker for a minute, just to say this. When you look at a place like Negril, where, you know, tourism, it is hustling and bustling with tourism. And we have a lot of hoteliers and hotels in Negril. Wouldn't it be beneficial to the people living in Negril to have a market where, you know, they could go set up their stall and have, you know, the vendors come in, having the customers, you know, consumers coming in and spending $1.5 or $1.10 with the people in the market. Now, granted that when you look at things, and I'm saying this, they probably don't want the market because they know how Jamaican people unruly, they will start to sprawl out all over the place and start carrying. No, that does not, you know, give them the right to say that Negril don't deserve a market. Negril should be its own municipality and it should get a market. It has been, the Negril people have been asking for a market since 1989 or 1988 probably. See? Around there, right? And the PNP have had the control of the municipality since 1985 or 1984, somewhere around there. See? And the people have been asking for that market since then, straight up till the time where Desmond Mackenzie allocated the $75 million. Now, where is the accountability? The accountability is in the hands of the people. When you elect somebody, you cannot remove him until he dies, resign, go to prison, or the people remove him via another election. That is it. That is where the accountability is. So, because the people of Jamaica continue and the people of Westmoreland continue to put the PNP there, they are, you know, in a sense, irremovable. There's no accountability. And, you know, while Desmond Mackenzie is responsible for how the government money is spent in local government, he cannot physically remove anybody that was elected unless something drastic had happened, my people. And, you know, we know how politics work in Jamaica, right? There's only two parties. There's only two of us. Seeing two sides. So it's either or either, right? But the Jamaican people living in Westmoreland, they need to wise up. If you ask for something and you don't get it, the person that you ask for it, remove them at the next election and ask the next person. And if him don't do it, remove him and put somebody else. You know, for too long, we are too tribal down there in Westmoreland, and that is why we don't grow in Westmoreland. The whole of Jamaica grow and develop. Left Westmoreland, because Westmoreland people then have no ambition, then workless and then careless. See? And then think about themselves and their well-being and then picking them. How much people have left Negril come all the way to Savlamar to go to market? Much people have left Negril go all the way to Lucy to go to liquor market at Lucy. Eh? Look how far that Negril should have, you know, a liquor market that's of itself. Right? So the government made it available, the funding available. Why is the municipal corporation refusing to build the market? Why? Because if they build the market under Jamaica Labour Party government, the people of Negril will say the JLP built them a market. That is the only reason why the market is not being built by the PNP-run municipal corporation. We'll continue to listen to your councillor, caretaker.
As the need is the need is there for a market, a fruits and vegetable market. Now the question is, why after 10 years, well almost 10 years, that the parish council, the PNP-led parish council,
Big up in the Lawrence,
does think, well, that's what I'm thinking. doesn't think Negril is deserving of a market. The only place that the person's Negril have to go is a lane, a little lane in the town. We call it dumpling lane. Local people call it dumpling lane. We have a couple stalls. They have one and two buses that are in the place. People might go there. But other than that, nothing else is in the town. Persons have to either go to Lucy or go to South. And you know you know how South Market is right now. The news, I know you can see, is not really conducive. Persons down there are, the market person there down there complaining how the market is. Right? So as I said, the question is, why don't they feel that it is necessary for a Negril to have a market? The market would be very welcomed. As I said, local and tourists would go to the market. The market vendors could have direct contact with the hotels where they could send their goods, also be selling there. So, as I said, why? I know that, but I think that how I view things, not everything is politics. That's how I view things. Not everything should be treated as politics. This is a win-win for the community who no care who's in government. Right? Is that case that you're cutting off your nose to spite your face?
That is exactly what is happening.
Because the JP administration is in power from 2017 until now, that the market can't be built. The Negril people need the market. The community need the market. Right? And if you say you care about the community so much, I think it is time now for the market to be started. I think it's time now for the market to be finished. And I said, if it waits until next year, it's going to be 10 years since the money was allocated to the parish council.
Island man, big up. JK, big up.
And nothing. Basically, they have refused to have a groundbreaking to get the market started.
Eric, big up.
I see where a police station was done in Lickland and start and finish. And I know if it was in other stakeholders' hands, the market would be finished already. So parish council, the people of Negril are asking, we need the market. It's time now. Right? We need the market. We need the market. We cannot be forcing the persons to spend money going to South, going to Lickland and to go to market. When the allocation is made for that same market. We need the market now. Put politics aside and think of the people. Right?
So, big up Councillor Caretaker, James. K. Clark, good evening. You know, I have watched over the last 2 years the PNP retain control of the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation. And believe me when I tell you that there's a whole network of them down there. Even the Chamber of Commerce is PNP in Westmoreland. They are a set of people that is fighting against the best interests of the regular man in Westmoreland. We started to usher in a change when George Wright, the first JLP councillor for many, many years, won the Petersfield division and would go on to win the MPship. I thought that the Jamaican people living in Westmoreland would have started to understand now that PNP have been down there for so long and have not done justice by them. Instead of moving forward, they have regress instead of progress. Now, over the last 2 years, I've seen them retain control of the municipal corporation. And when you look at people like Mayor Delancey, who, was deputy mayor before, since he have became the mayor, he is now 9 months pregnant. Feeling belly stiff. Can't have everything we want to go in there. But the regular people, them up at Negril, they want one market. If you can go put out their style so they can make one little chumpence, we send them picky them go to school. Mayor Delancey and Mayor Moore before him. Deputy Mayor Dandan, doing Vaz and the whole of the PNP them. All of them. All 11 of them that is there now. Then can come to a decision to decide to come deal with the market for the people them because of politics. Because if they build the market, the people are Negril. Just like if they did build the market at Savlamar, the people of Savlamar would have said it is JLP that build them a market and vote. That is why you can get a market, because it is against the best interest of the People's National Criminal Organization. This big old fat sow wanna see us was shaped like a one penguin. That is his policy. He might tell them to suffer the people, because as long as he suffer the people will get disgruntled with the government. So never mind that the government allocated the money. See? Don't spend the money, hold on for the money until we get in a government, we build the market, give people them. Because I feel with people them. That is penguin, I tell the people them. When you see him, look at him big like when I JUTC bus them. Him a do that. See? And that's why me not like them, because they are against the progress of the Jamaican people, and they continue to suffer the people because of politics. See? So for years when they were in power, nothing never get done, especially in the JLP eras. Nothing no get done, because, PNP want to always seems like they own Jamaica and own to do things in a Jamaica. See? Me can't like PNP because they are regressive. And I see them from a barn and I grew up at Westmoreland, and I watch them. They don't do nothing for we down at Westmoreland. And the people they sit down, they're big and workless and careless, and attack vote for PNP. And when you talk, then come and tell about something and this and that. Go and move right in front of me. Workless and careless and an ambition. Go and move up. Anyway, we're gonna move to another clipping paper. So I am going to move to security, as the PNP yesterday under Bucky Swam, so no see so. Said that he was praising the police, and he was making it seem as if, policies of the government had nothing to do with the reduction in murders in Jamaica and crime overall. So if policies of the government don't have nothing to do with the reduction in crime overall, why didn't the police reduce crime under the People's National Criminal Organization? Is it because they are criminal enablers? Is it because the PNP is filled with dons and criminals? That's why I make it like a PNP. Listen to this, my people.
Say, so for Mr. Golden again to come back, Cliff, and to say, oh, he's congratulating the Jamaica Constabulary Force and whatever and all of those things, and try to make it look like, oh, government has nothing to do with it. It is disingenuous, and in my word, Cliff, insipid.
Sir, I don't know why it is so difficult for this opposition, yes, to give credit where credit is due. Yeah? And it's a level of immaturity and tone deafness on their part, because it is so patently obvious to most people, most Jamaicans except them, yeah, that one of the success stories of the Holness administration is crime management. And it happened under Holness. It is so patently obvious. Everybody sees it, we feel it, we know it. Yeah? And it takes nothing away.
I am from one of the most volatile communities in Westmoreland. Volatile communities in Westmoreland. A PNP stronghold. Almost every somebody in my family, except probably about 3 to 5 away, a PNP. And my mother side. See? And I have sat and I have watched countless amount of people dead. People when I grew up with them dead. Gunman kill them, then kill one another. And PNP will run Westmoreland for much years, sit down and then watch everybody are dead. And then I do a goddamn thing. Big up my Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. I want to give me some green heart in my comments for my government. My government have brought peace to my community of Russia in Westmoreland. See, I'm grateful for that. So the PNP can go inside with them bullshit. Oh.
In fact, it would redound to the credit of Golding and the PNP for them to admit it. And if they were thinking, they not only give them credit, but then they will sit down and think and say how we're going to improve it to the economists.
Exactly. Big up in Nicola. I am going to move to another clip of George, my people. So now listen to this. And this is the blatant hypocrisy of the PNP. I don't know, me love to point out there something, you know. They can't stab me. They can't stab me there like a dose of pies because, you know, I continue to show them up, my people. The PNP is the weapon that farmed against Jamaica and many other countries too. I remember, I'm telling you.
On the issue of workers' rights, this is where I felt let down yesterday, significantly by Mr. Golding. We all know the PNP's relationship with Cuba, and we all know that party's staunch support for Cuban regimes over time, and the Cuban people in general, and with good reason. The Cubans have been very good to us. But as was revealed here in that document from
Cuba Archive.
Cuba Archive. Yeah? Thank you, Tona. The Cubans were working under conditions of servitude, which is why I said to myself, how could Mr. Golding, in his budget contribution, speak about workers' rights with the passion he did, while ignoring that the Cuban arrangement, which he criticized the government for ending unilaterally. Here's what Golding said about our workers. He said, the abuse of contract worker arrangements has become a matter of national shame. Workers in some industries are employed for years, sometimes decades, on repeating short-term contracts that deny them the benefits and protections afforded to permanent employees. This undermines the family's long-term security and weakens social cohesion in our society. It must end. You seem happy to leave things as they are. He was talking to the Prime Minister, the government. We would not do so. We would ensure that genuine workers receive genuine rights regardless of the legal form of their contracts. We would be passing comprehensive legislation to eliminate these abusive contractual arrangements. That is building back better than before. Jamaica needs to promote productivity as a cornerstone of a strong economy. If you work extra hard, you should keep what you earn. What are you doing to incentivize greater national productivity? So why is it that Jamaicans who work hard must keep what they earn, but the Cubans who work under the Cuban medical program must have their wages sent to the Cuban government? And you're satisfied with that? And remember, since those revelations from Cuba Archive, not a single soul has said that it is a wrong conclusion that the Cuban workers have had their pay taken, all of it, and sent back to their government. Even the government here, the Wellness Administration, has admitted that that's what they found in the contracts. So I'm saying this morning, I understand the PNP's historic relationship with Cuba. And I understand that the party must speak in support of Cuba. Perhaps it is part of the doctrine that no matter what, PNP must support Cuba. All right, fine. But how could you hug up that arrangement which had the Cuban people working here in servitude, modern day slavery, and then at the same time, you twist your tongue and say that the Jamaican government must do right by workers' rights because workers have a right to keep all of what they earn? You let me down there.
Big sour penguin. Big like 3 hippo, 10 rhino. Don't look at him. If you want 1,000 gallon rhino jump, the black one will put probably will stop at Jamaica. No, the government has gone in, and remember now, contracts like these, while signed by the government in a MOU. So Michael Manley would have sat down in a, maybe a conference, picture tech, and we just sign the MOU, we just sign it. But Michael Manley probably would have just signed. Him not know what they behind the paper when he signed, because he might expect the bureaucrats. See? More than likely, but what I say is, a lot of times you expect the bureaucrats, the civil servants who work in the background to work out the nitty-gritty and bring it to you as Prime Minister, and you will then sign. Pardon. So odds are Michael Manley just signed the MOU. So this government would have just continue. Many other governments after Michael Manley would have just come, except Edward Seaga, because Edward Seaga sent back a woman Cuban. I mean, tell them to go on. See? When the PNP came back, they would have, brush off the contract and send back for the Cuban them. So they knew. Oftentimes, a deal is there. Nobody knows what's in the fine print unless you go look. When this government went to investigate after being tipped off, people are complaining. Because I see people on Facebook, I say, but the Cuban, they not complain. The doctor, them, we work them okay if you give the government their money, because they never complain. Just because of pressure from US. How comes US know this and start to pressure people if people never complain? See? Now, our government went and take a look at the contracts and found in the contracts that, for example, if a Cuban doctor makes 1,800 United States dollars for the month, 1,600 out of that 1,800 is sent back to the Cuban government, and the doctor keeps 200 US dollars for the month. Now tell me, how is that ever fair? And how can that be fair when people is been working for 15, 20 hours even? Because I saw the doctor then work for a long time. Sometimes they left their yard, then I go back at their yard till day after tomorrow. See? How is that fair? So now that our government is saying, all right, we find this in the contract, this is not fair. We are being pressured by the US because we know the US in a problem. So here what we want to do. We want to keep, we are work with you for 50 years. We love you. Here what we want to do as a government. Adjust to stop taking so much of their money and give them back their travel documents, because when Cubans come in to Jamaica, the embassy, I don't know if somebody come away them and stay and take their travel documents so they can't left Jamaica go anywhere else for runway. You see me I say? Because them being in Jamaica, they're at risk of running to the United States or running somewhere else in the world to hide. So when they come in our country, somebody from the Cuban embassy goes to where these people are staying and confiscate their travel documents, right? This government is saying to them, give them back their documents and stop taking all of their money, right? Yes, it is cruelty. Mark Golin, Big Sour Hog, and the PNP, they are in agreement with the Cuban government for taking away these people travel documents and paying them lucre or nothing. There's one Cuban doctor that they interviewed, they did not identify him because, he's at risk. And he said, most time, a boiled rice he eat because he can't afford anything else. After he get paid for a month, all that money gets sent to Cuba, he's left with just enough money to pay for where he live and pay him bill them, and him just feed my rice for the rest of the month until, eat rice and ketchup and then something there. Now, in a liberal democracy like Jamaica, how can the PNP, be backing something like that? Yes, we and Cuba are friends. Yes, they support us for years. But when something like this come to light, we must adjust ourselves. We must adjust ourselves and say, all right, then, cool. We can't allow this to happen in a liberal democracy like this, because in a Jamaica, things is bad for we, but we appear with people them something that we deem to be livable for them. Enough people say can't live, but enough people are make it work. But how somebody can live off of just that alone for a month, right? It is beyond me, right? That how me make in a one day. I'm for me work, right? So they can't pay me that, right? So I don't expect nobody to live off of that fee month. And this is the hypocrisy of the People's National Criminal Organization. And it must stop. I will must. You know, remember, I tell you, I keep on for one Jamaican people. The PNP is the one who brought in, the contract working in a Jamaica. You know, the contract where you go to a hotel and them keep you for 6 months, and after 6 months, then tell you to go on your yard. That is PNP's doing. See? A lot of bad things that happen in Jamaica, it is PNP. You see, the 90 years they want to give PNP unvetted power in a Jamaica. They have taken over and start to behave like hood rats and hoodlums in a government. That was their behavior. See? And we must not, now that we are bringing some semblance of decency back into the thing, look for Mark Golding, who is turn upside. Look behind Mark Golding, who is behind him. A convicted criminal, you not see him good, but you can't see him locks. See? That is the behavior of the PNP. We must keep as far away from them. We have to have some kind of semblance of decency in our government. You know, see what happened in America? Because the people, them dash with decency and law and order. We take up this wild hyena. See? And he come now to terrorize the whole world and tear down everything. So, everybody are feeling now because of Trump and in bullshit, right? This is the same fate Jamaica will suffer if we elect a person like Mark Golding. They are draconian, they are cavemen, they are Neanderthal, they are vermin, they are worms, they have no backbone. You hear me tell you? And then come to dislocate the jawbone of Jamaica. And we shall be malnourished. Famine shall take the land if PNP come back in a power. You see how them are going? If we did give them power every dollar in a NIR spend off already would have broke. When hurricane come, would have gone back a foreign, would be begging ball. You know, remember somebody tell you, the other day, when Jamaica voted JLP, they made the right decision. And we must continue to make the right decisions in a Jamaica for the best interest of all of we. For picking them especially, because we soon dead, and we picking them have to go live under these conditions. So it is better we can build a country as best as possible for left behind for them, to make things easier for them. So if you love your picking of them, and if you're older, you have your picking of them and your grand picking of them and great grand picking of them, you should not be thinking about voting for PNP, because PNP has proven to us time and time again that they do not mean the Jamaican people any good. You know, you are some selfish, dirty dog shit drunk. Me hate them like a dose of poison. We get up and talk about when PNP don't power, money I run. Yes, money I run because PNP buy out because you're not no soul. You're a worm. You're not no integrity. See? You know, you know, sometimes I want to say so sitting by us about God no. See? Because you don't have no brought up saying nothing about you. You're ready for your $2,500 in your pocket than if you have a good road where all of we can benefit from. You're ready if you have $2,500 in your pocket than a good hospital that the whole away are going to benefit from. You're ready if you have $2,500 in a brown envelope in a year pocket than if you have a police force that is going to benefit the rest away. See? So this is the avenue that Jamaica is going down now. We are collectively looking after by looking after the things that need looking after. See? When we take out $2,500 and give every PNP, the road can't fix. And that is why Westmoreland look like under dog batty hole, because nothing no do down there, they take out the whole of money and buy out the dog shit and the drunk them live down at Westmoreland. We don't have no ambition and no sick me too much. I mean, I care who no one like me, because I mean, I beg no nothing. I mean, I come on the yard, come ask for liquor water, move up and go from here. So, if on Darling Street, where my family then come from, see? How do you may drive on Darling Street and it's an absolute disgrace. Me chop all my car tire on Darling Street because the whole place mash up. See? And PNP are running municipality for 40 years. 40 years. And are them responsible for fix the road. And not even look a mall then can go through, go patch out the hole them. Look a bit till the rain come fall and dig out the back. When I move and go in front of me and you can't tell me nothing. All of who when I like me, I'm telling you this. All I people them where PNP with up on my Facebook where secretly don't like me. When you don't like me and I still hitch up on my Facebook, make you not come off. I couldn't not come off because you don't want to watch out my life because I'm a bad mind. I move and go for in front of me. I'm telling you this. No. Now get to see. I'm not going to live to see. Me falter. Remember, I'm telling you. Because of upliftment, me say, and positivity. And we say we want a place to fix up. And PNP in a fixed place. We not go looking at Angela Brownberg constituency. Look in there. Formerly Portia Sims Miller constituency. Former Prime Minister. Go look in there. Come down at Eastern Westmoreland and go look in there. PJ Patterson in there since 1968 in a Eastern Westmoreland. 1968. You know, check it out. And go in there go look. So no can't tell me nothing about PNP. Anywhere where PNP there. Hog pen, hog sty, pig sty. It's something like dog shit. That is PNP and their behavior. See? Brigalow say JLP no fix nothing. You know, so where you call the fixing at the Cornwall Regional Hospital where we build Bigalow or Brigalow. Where you call the building of the Children and Adolescent Hospital Brigalow. Where you call the fixing and upgrading at the Bustamante Children Hospital that we build Brigalow. Where you call the upgrades that is taking place at the University of the West Indies Hospital that we build Brigalow. You know, tell me. Where you call the urban center in a St. Thomas, Brigalow. Where you call the highway them that is being built in Jamaica, the South Coast highways that are being built and soon to expand into Westmoreland, Brigalow. Where you call that? The Montego Bay Perimeter Road, Brigalow. Where you call that? You have to wait 3 days to get a bed because for 19 years when the PNP in the government they build one hospital to ease up the pressure off the rest of them. A PNP fault why people not have no bed in the hospital. And for them fault at them crash the economy in the 1970s. If the economy never crash, would have built whole heap of things in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s come right up till now. If Michael Manny never crash the economy. So why you no can't make the connection there, Brigalow? Tell me. The 159 police stations that have been upgraded in Jamaica and 11 new ones built, Brigalow. Tell me who built them. Because when PNP in power for 19 years, they not build one. So tell me. The Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay, Brigalow, that was built. Who, Billy? Who Billy Brigalow? Who Billy? The Spark program that is in place that is fixing multiple roads right now, Brigalow, who brought it there? Who put that in place? Was it the People's National Criminal Organization? I doubt it. The 250 garbage truck were by Brigalow. Who buy them? When Jamaica Labour Party took government in 2016, there is 29 garbage truck island wide. Today we have 250 brand new one. Brigalow. Who bought them? Who buy them Brigalow? Was it the PNP? I did full money PNP I spent too. I did full money. What they do with it? You know see all of them things we bought 270 odd JUTC bus. Brand new. They never use. I use one PNP used to buy. See? We buy brand new ones. Bill. We see them a bill we sell. Brigalow. And we first poop and shit and vomit in our JUTC bus now. See? And who buy them Brigalow? When JLP took government in 2016, we have 2 helicopters that we had from 1968 that the JLP bought Brigalow. And who come buy 7 new one Brigalow? When this government took government in 2016, Brigalow, we had 1.5 naval vessels. We had 2 Sweden or Switzerland or one of them give we. Because they're sorry for we. See? And then give we, and one of them the top broke down every minute. The next one have to go to sea, go job back, the next one come a land. And this government bought 6 brand new naval vessels, Brigalow. Who bought them? 1,400 police vehicle bought since this government take power, Brigalow? How much did the PNP buy? Eh? How much did the PNP buy? Oh, you can't tell me. Brigalow. Since this government taken power, we have added 1,200 healthcare workers to fill hospital space. And we still need more. Who add them, Brigalow? Tell me. 338 health centers across the island have been upgraded and fitted with state-of-the-art equipment. Brigalow. Normally you go to a clinic, and if you go to a clinic and you need one little scanner or something, you have to go to a hospital, and most time hospital now have a machine, you have to go to a private place to go pay money. Brigalow. Who did that? A PNP? With big, beautiful fire station, we have a Montego Bay. Brigalow. Who built that? The long, pretty runway that can land Boeing 747 jumbo jets in Montego Bay and in Kingston. Who extend the runway in a 22 airport them? Brigalow. Tell me. People on part is now getting 28% more money than what they used to get before. People with on part get money for buy school book and school bag. And if you're on part, your government pay for all your pitney CXC now. So you don't cost you nothing. Brigalow. Which government a bill free house costing between 8 and 13 and 18 million dollars. Brigalow. Who a bill free house a give it to people in Jamaica? How much free house PNP bill give away in Jamaica? Brigalow. Who did that? Eh? Since this government have been in tow, we have built 75,000 houses to sell in Jamaica. Brigalow. We need 150 and we only manage to get 75,000. But that is quadruple the amount that any PNP government has built in their entire tenure. Brigalow. Who did that? We have built 2 dams. We have spent $42 billion per water in Jamaica to give everybody water across the island. Brigalow. Why didn't the PNP did that? And why didn't the PNP do that? Why? In Brigalow, this government has managed to cut poverty in half. Brigalow. Your government have managed to quadruple it. Brigalow. I rang place that they said him come this evening. Because we have all the answer for PNP over here, so. See? So nobody come over here, so, with it. Because we're not going to win over here, so we're not go over one next platform. Crime and violence have been slashed in half in Jamaica. Brigalow, why didn't your government manage to do that? Is it because they are criminals like yourself, Brigalow? Because anybody who support the PNP have to be a criminal, in my view. That is how I view things. Because you can't see a criminality that the PNP is perpetrating and the way how they behave in criminal, you cannot, in any right consciousness, support them. So now go somewhere else and tell somebody else that JLP don't do anything. We have, and I will be coming tomorrow evening, Brigalow. So if you're still there, you're still a listen, I'll be coming tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be reading out on this live 250 achievements of my government. 250. See? So tomorrow, make certain you're there upon time, Brigalow. So me I go read out all 250 of my government achievement over the last 10 years. Now, I saw somebody ask me that question on Facebook today. I beg your pardon. And, you know, I gave him the booklet and tell him, so pause here and read it. So you can see the achievement them. Him say, now pause it and read it and rate it. So I say, all right, give me 7 achievements at the last PNP government that was in. Now me give him 250, you know. me ask him to give me 7 of the achievement of the 18 years that the 18 and a half years that the PNP spent in government. So me not ask for Portia 5 years what she do. Me just ask for the long stretch what they do. So for the 18 years, I ask for 7 achievement. And can you believe me? That brother could not give me 4 achievement. He said, paternity leave are equal pay for mothers, which happened in the 1970s under Manley. So that did not happen under the PNP's 18 and a half years that they did that long stretch. See? So that I first thing when come wrong there. So right? And then he said something like adding NTA to heart. PNP can't claim that because everybody knows heart was developed by PNP, by JLP, by Edward Siaga. He said something else. Said the highway networks in Jamaica. So I said the highway networks have conceptualized from in the 1960s under the JLP. You know, Highway 2000 was conceptualized in the 80s by Edward Siaga government. So PNP can't claim that either. And then he said, PNP make regular people can buy a car in a Jamaica. Regular people could always buy a car in a Jamaica. It was just expensive to import it. See, so what the PNP make it easier to import by cutting up the vehicle and bringing it into a container. Them there's something they stop now, because what you find is when you used to cut up the vehicle in half and carry come to Jamaica and put it back together, then it when you crash, it crumble with everybody dead in a hit. That is what the PNP did. Make it easier so you could buy a cut car and crash car and bring them to Jamaica in a container and put it back together in a Jamaica. So they did not do any great liberalization of the from 1962 when we gained independence. People was able to export cars. It was just you have to save longer, it's expensive. See? So the PNP have not done any great service by allowing people to buy cut cars. See? And we did have to end up an outlaw that in our end because it was not safe, my people. See? Of course, Nicola, we make regular people own car, man. And you can see that Jamaica is well better off today under this government. A lot of people are striving. You know, people are start business left, right, and center. When the PNP crashed the economy in the 1990s, you know, people lost their livelihood. You know, some 40,000 business owners lost their business. So 40,000 businesses lost. So no, just imagine the amount of people. Just imagine if 10 people work for each one of them business there, or 100 people work for each one of them business there. You know, a lot of people lost their livelihood under the PNP and Mark Golding and Peter Bunting's bullshit that they carried on with during that time. You know, so the PNP have proven time and time again that they are not able to run the affairs of this country, and we must keep them away, as far away as possible. See? And it is plain and simple as that, and we should not be telling our children anything other than the truth. They don't like me, you know, because me always talk the truth about the PNP, so they hate me very much, because the PNP, I first want to come and tell us, say, we are talk about the past, that gone talk about now. Eh? What we have to talk about now as it relates to the PNP, look on him. Big and sour and bitter like a one. You look like a one grapefruit, one yellow one. See? That is what we have to offer as PNP today. And it's single-handedly the worst that we have ever seen. I can't tell you no. This current inception of the PNP, they are going to be worse than Manley and PJ Potter. So I can't tell you no. Because all they focus on is spending the money that is supposed to make a buffer to keep us safe. And if we have people like that, we are talking about spend money and do this. Sometimes, you know, you have to eat liquor, to eat long. That is where we are moving with our country. We are playing it safe, and we are going to make it safe and livable for everybody. All of we can benefit something from Jamaica. Some people are on patience and they can't wait, and that's why you see some man turn batty man. They make man bend them over and pull them because they can't wait and then an ambition. See? So we can continue to live how the PNP want we to live. We tried it already. We tried it in the 70s and we tried it in the 90s, and it did not work. It don't work. The way we are doing it now, it is better. It is better and it will be beneficial for everybody. Members, I'm telling you. And I beg no pardon for the swear words that I used earlier on. And big up to the elder them. I know not too like one time I cuss and galang, but you know, I say go. We are all adults at the end of the day. We see who else is here. Me roll out some shout out. Beverly, big up yourself. Donald Bent, big up. Father Victor, big up yourself. You know, Miss Love, big up. Sonia, big up yourself. Salman, Sonia Salman. Dan Rowe, big up yourself. Good evening. And I guess a couple other people will probably pass. Jolly. I can't pronounce, I don't know what the long word there. Anyway, you know, big up yourself. We just short neat. Tony Morgan say member say a PMP did ban clocks. I don't remember. But if that did happen, you know, PNP had an ambition for a long time, we know. You know. Who else is here? See if I see nobody else. Alright, that is it pretty much. Shout out everybody. Wayne, big up yourself. Glenmore, big up yourself. See? Now, tomorrow I am going to come with people with all our achievements and I will be reading them out live on the air. So if you don't know, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. So when I come live, you will be notified, my people. I guess a lot of people subscribe to me, but they don't click the bell and press all on the bell. See? So if I click the bell and press all on the bell, then you will get all of my notification them, or you should get all of my notification them. So a lot of people subscribe and them and say, boy, sometimes I search to find and I can't find you or whatever. It's because you don't press all, so you don't get all of my notification them. See? So turn on the bell and press all. You know. So we'll come live after. So we might be a little bit late tomorrow. Because tomorrow the Prime Minister budget speech and you know we have to carry that. I might even come live and I will listen. We now go on StreamYard because that now work good for me. So we might come live and listen through the speaker together. I want to think and listen to the Prime Minister's speech. But we know Bucky will get a beating tomorrow. All Bucky Swamps, all little Buck Chopper. You know, I talked about the Prime Minister Chopper yesterday. As the Prime Minister said, as the government of the day say, they might put up them pay. Why he never declined it? Mark Wallen is 10 times richer than Andrew Holness. Why never decline the pay rise? Why didn't get it? Eh? But anyway, my people, big up all 302 persons here. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Big up all 150 persons that gave me a thumbs up. And I am going into my bed now. You know, I will see you guys tomorrow. Either during the Prime Minister's speech or after the fact. See? So let us, you know, get ready for tomorrow, right? So big up on yourself. Much love. Show labor rights.